What makes you stop or keep on walking? There's a thin line that separates whether or not we perceive something is worth it. This line exists everywhere, in every interaction and every decision. We see it when we chain bikes to rails against the rules. The line divides rules we should follow and what's convenient for us. Our decision to cross the line can hinge on just a few extra feet. We see it when we queue at the ATM outside the bank. The line divides perceptions of convenience and time. Our decision hinges on thinking using the ATM inside the bank takes more time than just waiting outside. Finally, we also see it standing next to the bus shelter instead of inside it. The line divides varying perceptions of what's more worthwhile. Is sitting inside the bus shelter actually more convenient than standing where we will actually board the bus? Everywhere we look, one inch, one sign, one door, one frown changes everything. This line doesn't always exist where we expect it, and things don't always work the way they're intended. Because if they did, people would use the bike racks, go to the ATM inside, and relax on the bus bench instead of leaning against a wall. But people don't like to be told what to do. Sometimes it works. Often, it doesn't. Sometimes you don't need a sign to make a decision for you. Instead, in the same way that people want to reach their own conclusions, what may be most engaging is the possibility of choice. Interactions are about choice. Every time we face a decision, we face a simple question. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to go out of my way to follow the rules? And is it worth it to take an extra 5 steps to avoid a line? We do something because we think it's worth it. And what makes something worth it is more than convenience. It's also our consequences, our sense of consideration, our contentment. So, what's the big idea for the future of self-service technology? As much as our lives are constantly in motion, so are our decisions. Explicit signs with only one option for action are not always viable. The most persuasive signs implicitly guide us toward an action, but allow us to make the decision that gets us there. Similar to explicit and implicit messaging, the thin line that separates convenience or inconvenience is not so linear. The perception of something as worth it pivots depending on our context, our mood, our values. It's constantly in flux. So, what if we could create a technology that pivoted in context with you? What if you no longer needed to choose between stopping, walking, or even scooting over an inch? And what if self-service technology moves with you an inch or a mile and blurs the line between the tangibles of products and the intangibles of contentment or time? Imagine, rather than a line between choices, it's in line with your changing perceptions.